we're going to kick it off to learn about email and InMails. So the reason I wanted to actually start with this, you might be wondering, why are we going to talk about InMail, something that exists only on LinkedIn? But this is actually like an email on the LinkedIn platform. And so few advisors know how to use this. And it's kind of one of our secret sauces that we do to teach advisors to grow and scale their practices. Brianna, kind of help us out. What is InMail if we've never heard about it before?
Yeah, so just to touch back on what you had mentioned, a lot of people aren't aware that this exists. So basically, if you were to sign up for LinkedIn and you were to get the app, basically Sales Navigator, so it's kind of a feature you sign up for. It's a search engine that helps you find people. And when you sign up for it, most people assume that you just get like 25 or 50 free credits, depending on which service you have. But in reality, you actually have upwards of 800 credits if you can find what's called a free open profile. So essentially that there are all these people on LinkedIn who have set their settings to say, you know what, I will converse with anybody, even if we are not connected on LinkedIn. So make my profile open. So our shift program, so a lot of you guys will be familiar with the InMail concept, actually goes in and finds all of these people that have these unique settings, so that way you can have conversations with them without ever having to wait for a connection request, or without ever having to have that downtime of kind of the slow drip. It's like an automatic email that they'll get in their inbox. And the cool news is, you get 800 of them a month. You will get an email notification from LinkedIn saying, hey, no more, you have to restart at the beginning of the month. But 800 is a lot of new conversations to generate a month.
Yeah, absolutely. So let's break that down a bit. Is there a way that you could bring your screen up and actually show us what is an open profile? Like, how do we know if somebody is an open profile? And let me know if you have screen sharing ability there, B.
Okay, so I think that I do.
Yep. Okay. Looks good.
Are you guys seeing my LinkedIn Sales Navigator?
Yes, we are now.
Okay, perfect. So I went ahead and did some of the beginning work and went and ran a search in Sales Navigator for Austin, Texas, because that's where I'm located. And I did business owners because I know for a lot of people that is a really big pull. And so essentially, this is what a normal search on LinkedIn on Sales Navigator would look for you. So what happens is these are all of the individual people, right? And if you were to go through here, I've actually highlighted people who you would have to use kind of an InMail credit that just comes with Sales Navigator. So for example, Frederick here, you notice when I click on the messaging tab, it says using one of 60 remaining credits. So a lot of people are super familiar with this, and they'll use up to those, 60. And what it has here in InMail is an actual subject, body, and signature. Again, much like an email. And so you will just type that in, hey, your company stood out to me, put your message in here, and then the signature and send. So that's what normal people are used to that aren't used to this trick. But for everybody else, what you would do is come in and you would click on these three dots, and this can be done manually. You'll click on message, and then you'll notice here with Steve that it says free to open profile. So what this means is that you can freely send Steve a message and you don't have to even be connected with him. So again, we'll include a subject, and then we'll put a body, something like, I love building relationships, and if we have resources, it should happen naturally. We're always pushing the kind of genuine text. And then you can go ahead and send it right away to him. The cool part about this is, so if you look at my screen, I've checkmarked everybody who you need an actual credit, like a paid credit to essentially get, but everybody else that does not have a check mark next to their name are all open profiles. So you can be conversing with all of these owners and talking about, finances, or just even getting to know them or networking. You can see there's only a couple that have the blue check mark. So yeah, that's what it would kind of look like.
That's great. So here's the big takeaway for everybody, is that is free. Like, let this sit in for a moment, right? So let's do the math, okay? So numbers show, and since we have hundreds of advisors using our digital platform and in our Shift Accelerator program, we have the privilege of seeing hundreds of campaigns running A/B split tests, messages, niches, parts of the world, sequences. And we're able to get deep analytics on what's working and what's not working. And so when I give you this following number, know that this is after having helped set, I think the number now is 25,000 meetings for insurance and financial advisors just on LinkedIn. I'm not even talking about the Facebook strategies we know, the podcasting strategies, the YouTube. I'm just talking about LinkedIn. Okay. So well over 25,000. I don't think there's any other group in the world that has done more than us, especially in this industry. So here's what we've discovered. So let's say you ask 100 people to connect. All right. The average, Brianna, like average, what's the average person getting? And the average advisor, how many of those 100 people will say, yes, I'll connect with you?
25.
25. Okay. Now, what that means is 75 people will never want to connect with you. They're kind of like, nope. Either they don't like your face, they don't want to be talking to an advisor, they're not open networkers, or they never check LinkedIn, right? It could be any number of reasons. So what that means is you really only have access to 25% of your available market. But if you layer on top InMails, what this allows you to do is to get a 300% increase in the number of people you can talk to. So the people who say no, it's all good because we can snipe right into their personal profiles. So for those CEOs that, they're too busy, or I'm not, or those doctors, you can fire this in. And when you do this, what it actually does is fire them an email directly as well. Because when you InMail somebody, LinkedIn will look at the email you registered with and then fire you an email and say, hey, so-and-so just wrote you an email. So imagine that you can 3x just by doing this. Now, obviously, one by one, this is pretty annoying, right? So Brianna, what is it that we do in the Shift Accelerator program when we help advisors really do this where they're just waking up and they see appointments on their calendar?
Yeah, so I love this conversation, and the Shift members can tell you guys, I always say this is my favorite feature, mainly because yes, the manual labor to do this can be a lot, even for like a VA. However, our program has the ability to go in and find them within a couple of hours. So you would essentially put the URL that I found up here into our system, and then from there, you just click a little button that says find open profile, and it will go through and find them. And the cool thing about this is most people that have tried LinkedIn automation softwares before they come to Shift have never heard of this, because as you guys saw when I went in, it's kind of a two-step process in order to find them. So it's really hard to program a computer to do that, because you have to click on the three dots and then click on the message and then see if it has it. So that's really, really complex. So a lot of automation softwares don't offer this, but our guys are awesome and they are able to do that. And at literally the click of a single button, they can find you all these profiles.
Yeah, thank you so much. A couple of great questions coming in. Charlie, is mail? I'll kind of give these to you, B. Is InMail a free service inside of LinkedIn?
So it is not a free service. You have to sign up for Sales Navigator and just get the regular one. You don't need like Teams or anything like that.
Yeah, Deborah's asking, are just the two of you seeing that email, meaning the sender and the recipient?
Great question. Yes, only the two of you, and it will be right in their inbox, and they can click on it. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And then Tim is saying, is there a way to tell which profiles are open or require credits without opening the message first?
There is not. So that's how we found to do it, is that multiple step process. So you would have to individually go through and click on these three dots to then see what it says.
Yeah. Look at this guy, Ken. Ken is saying, and this is shout out to you, Bree. Bree is awesome. I had my first 3 appointments from LinkedIn yesterday.
Yeah. Yes, that's so great. He's back from Charlotte, my hometown. So that's great.
That's a great way to segue into wins of the week, but thank you so much, Ken. That's amazing. And then let's see, Charlie, perfect. I have Sales Nav. Looks like I need to sign up for your course. Hey, sure, Charlie. We do have an interview process, but if you guys are curious, I'll just type that in here. You guys can check out meetwithadvisorist.com. You can have a friendly, no pressure chat with one of our coaches for 15 minutes and just, talk about your business, what's going on. If we think it's a good fit, hey, we'll be happy to see how we can coach and help you guys succeed. Bree, any final words before you say toodaloo today?
No, the biggest thing, like Charlie was saying, is some people pay for this, but they just never really utilize it. So the best thing you can do is really jump in. And you know what? If you have to have an assistant or a VA do this, it can literally, like Jeremiah said, 3 times your outcome. So why not do it? You're already paying for it. So utilize that stuff.